Morning all, I'm Johnny B and welcome to Sunny Coast Celtic episode 25. Hope you're all good and you've had a couple of good days. I'm sorry for the late preview on the Sturm game. I've been actually working 25-8, can you believe that? That's just the way the Rankers chairman got on with the job. They worked 25-8, I don't get that one. Obviously the hierarchy at Rankers can't count either. But anyway, I've been up this morning and I've had my breakfast, which was bran. I love to eat bran in the morning. Great. I had 3 of them. That was brilliant. Really, really good. How struggling are they at the moment? That was a good watch before our game. I got up at 2 in the morning just to have a laugh before we got our game started. So, fantastic. Look, I know we're on it, us, but we'll go on to them for a minute for another wee bit of a giggle. They bought that Chermiti up front. I reckon they'd be better off with fucking Walter Mitty up there. You know, he's got to do a better job than him. And that big Osgaard in the midfield. Man, you could put a can of Erigard in there. He'd do a better job as well. But they are absolutely rank rotten. Had a laugh about them. Let's go into our game. What can you say about us? The first half wasn't great, was it? They could have had a couple of goals actually and we were kind of lucky. I know we had more chances as well, but we kind of got through that game. I don't know how we got through it. It was like, again, with a few of the league games, we've got out of jail near the end. We've kind of scored a couple of late goals or whatever, but this was the case on Thursday night as well. In regards to the team, I thought he would go with Schmeichel. I still think he's got to give Sinisalo a chance. Look, he's obviously worked with Schmeichel at Leicester and he knows him and he trusts him and all that, but I think we're on agreement now, although he never done much wrong the other night, but I just think he's not going to be there next season. So you've got to sort of start getting this other goalkeeper ready. And last night was a game that, did it matter if we won? Did it matter if we lost? Yeah, of course we want to win, but are we going to go? We've got 2 hard away games now in Europe. If we don't take at least 4 points for the 2 games, then we can kiss that goodbye. So all this work that we've done the other night was null and void, which I always thought that might be the case. Let's talk about the manager a little bit and his team selection. Again, he's sticking with all the guys that he trusts and he tried, and I just think putting Alistair Johnson in, as I said in my preview of the last game, why would you play Alistair Johnson? He's not 100% fit. I know it training he is, but it was a game to nothing the other night. We could have won that game without AJ at the back, but now he's not going to be in. Well, I don't think he'll be in for the Hearts game. I think he'd be mad to put him back in, even if he feels better, because it's obviously no healed right. But that was just a nonsense playing him. We've got Ralston and we've got Donovan. I know we're not 100% sure about Ralston, but Donovan could have done the job. Came on, set up the goal, but I mean, it wasn't great, but you can't chance AJ and he did it. At the back, Scale scores, gets us out of jail really, because we couldn't get the ball in the net before that. We missed a few chances, but did he get past Marks? Aye, of course he does, because he scores the goal that gets us back into the game. Carter Vickers isn't the same player as he was a few years ago. It's like he's just biding his time to get away as well. So, but I don't know who else he's going to throw in there. We don't have the best selection. And at left back, I thought Kieran Tierney was pretty good actually, and he lasted the full 90 minutes, which was good, and that's what we need to get under his belt. Sarachi could have played, Tierney was good, so it didn't matter. I don't think Kieran Tierney's going to be able to play every game this season, but I think he's got to start this weekend. So this is a big game for us this weekend. It was bigger than it was in Thursday night's game. Brendan was having a go at the players when he was on about the Honda Civic and the post and that. I don't know. Now this week he's come out and said it was a Range Rover, so he's having a laugh about it. But probably the players are not too happy about it. But in saying that, I think he's right. I think the players have been underachieving. He's been picking them, they've been showing him at training, and every one of them has been underachieving. All of them. There's no anybody that you can say has been brilliant over the last 5 games. So they are playing with a wee bit under the bonnet. They have to play with the full engine, you know, as Brendan puts it. Into the midfield. Calmac again, was he alright? He was alright. Can we get better in there? I'm not so sure. I don't know. I'm looking at Luke McCown, I'm looking at Bernardo. Are they better than McGregor? They're younger than McGregor. They're probably more hungry than Calmac is, so I don't know. But anyway, we got through the game. Let's take the positives out of the game. We got through it. Benji, he had more chances, and I don't know what. He's had more chances than any of our centre forwards have had in the last few months, and he just kept missing. But he was getting himself in a position, and that's the thing about him. He's a midfielder, and he's getting himself in a position. Now, on Benji, here's my thoughts. He's not a centre forward, but I think he could be. We're struggling. In the actual, he goes off after 2 minutes. Was he fit? I don't know. But can you put Benji where they are? Because he knows where the goal is. He's a big, strong boy. We've got an abundance of midfield players. We've got them coming out with arse, right? Put in another midfield player, put him up front, because I don't think Johnny Kenny's the answer. He had so many chances the other night and all, and he just looked like he was a fish out of water. And I love to see the young guys doing well, but no, we can't throw them in pressure nights. I know you should be able to. Look at Lamau or whoever, you know. But he never done enough to say that he can start, and he actually is not playing on against Hearts. I know this is a big shout, but why can Benji not play up there? He can hold the ball up, he's big, he knows where the goal is, he can finish, he's good in the air. I know he's a midfielder, but sometimes you turn. Remember Chris Sutton used to play up front, and then we were short at the back, we played him and he was brilliant. So players can adapt. He's that type of player, Benji, that I reckon we've not got a really good centre forward at the moment. Let's put him up there, and that gives another midfielder a game. Because the midfielders are good. We've got, and I think the big fella up there would hold it up. Hatate, I don't know how many times he gave the ball away again. Like, he's just one of the players that just keeps gaining the ball away and gaining the ball and gaining the ball away. I know he's a good player, but sometimes you just need to step down a wee bit and let somebody else come in. Because I think he's struggling a bit in there, and I think he's brilliant when he's on his game. But when he's not on his game, which he hasn't been for ages, could he turn it in this weekend? He probably could, but I don't know. So, he never done much the other night. On their goal, Kieran Tierney gives the ball away, but a shitty ball he's gave to Tenecti. Who does that? He's nowhere near it. He's got to try and come in. He's gave the ball away. They've broke away. Don't get me wrong, the boys had a cracker of a goal. Nobody closed them in, and that's because I think Tierney's gave the ball away and we weren't in position for him to give that ball away. So, we were thinking that we were going to be on the front foot. Tierney's going to hit it to Necti, he's going to be... So everybody's moving forward. We've left that space in the midfield, and I think that's what happened. So it's a shitty ball for Kieran. But anyway, we got out of jail the other night. We had a 2-1-1. They could have scored a couple. But in saying that, we could have scored a lot more as well. But let's just take the 3 points. Are they important? I don't think they will be. I think we'll struggle in our 2 away games with the team that we've got. We can't bring India into January. So Ian actually, I don't know what kind of injury he's got. But he's out, and that's what I'm saying to you. I think Benji is a replacement for him. He's a good player, that boy. He could play in a lot of positions. I think in the right-hand side of the midfield he's playing out of position anyway. So let's throw him up front. So that was the midfield. Changed it up a wee bit, and then you look at Tenecti. Can he? I'm sure he can play on that right wing. So if you were to put Benji up front, Tenecti on the right, Balaquisha, because Balaquisha looks like he's hungry. He wants to get into the game. So, I don't know, I know it's a hard one, but we've nothing to lose. Got to juggle about and try it. Do you know what I mean? It's all we can do, is just try it, because we're playing players out of position anyway. So, I think we just need to go on with it and go for it. Yeah, so the front three isn't going to pick itself. Midfield isn't going to pick itself. I think the only stability we've got is at the back, and now with AG out, it's got to be Kobe Donovan. And it's got to be Kieran Tierney and Scalesy and Carter Vickers. So that's your 4 at the back. He's not going to change that. He can't change it because AJ is injured. He might bring Ralston in just for a bit of experience up at Tynecastle because it's a tough game up there. But anyway, we'll see what he's done. But let's go back on to Thursday night's game. So that was alright. We got out of jail. Balaquisha looked alright when he came on. So I think there's scope there. Johnny Kenny, he's kind of running about and trying, but he's not that finished product, is he? and I don't think he's going to be. I know Celtic try to hold on to him. I'm going to keep going back on about this. Adam Ida, we've let him go. We bought him for $9.5 million or something, we let him go. Why did we let him go? I don't know, because he's better than Johnny Kenny. We didn't need the money, let's face it. Why not just keep him in the squad, because we didn't get anybody else in there. He would have a field day at the moment. With the boys that are coming in that box, he would have had a field day. I just don't get who let him go. Was it Brendan? Was it the fact that he wanted to go? Or was it the board that says, now we'll take some cash back for him? Because whoever made that decision wants to take a good fucking look at themselves, you know? Honestly, that was wrong. We're left for sale really short. I know we're short as it is, but Ian Axel gets injured, we're fucked, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, on that Thursday night's game, we'll wrap that one up. So, good result. A win's a win. It was a bit of a bad challenge with the boy. When you're looking at it in slow motion, he went over the ball and caught. It could have been worse. If Cal Mack didn't have shin guards on, I think he would have been in trouble. So, yeah, maybe if he'd have got injured, we'd have threw somebody else into that midfield. So, it might have been a 1-1. But, anyway, we got through the game. And we got another 3 points, which is good. So, if we can get something out for the next 2 European games, I'll start to go, okay, maybe. But if we go there, and if we go to these 2 away games and get beat, then it's game over. We need to go there and win, which I don't think we're capable of right now after last night's performance in Europe. You know, we struggle a wee bit. We've got all the possession. We're having all the possession in games are like 80%, 78% possession, but it's on we're in half. We don't really have that. We should have 70 possession in their penalty box, and that's what we used to have. And out of that come goals. But this year we've been struggling, we're just playing in our own half, and I think teams know that and they'll go, just let them have it in there. And then we don't have that penetration up front that we used to have. I don't know if Med is going to be available or not, but anyway, good result for a Czech, and great result for Rankers as well. And we will see you in a couple of days' time with a preview on the Hearts game. So have a great day and hail, hail.